Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dakota, I'm the owner of DBCB Exotics, and today we're going to be talking about chameleons. So starting off, we're going to be talking about Gyro, my veiled chameleon. I got Gyro at an expo about a year ago. He's a 5-year-old breeder, if I remember correctly. He's been in my care, like I said, for about a year. Going so good so far. He's climbing around now. Just want to take a little trip on what his enclosure looks like, the plants I use, and some of the heating and lighting that I use. So starting out, Gyro is in a 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot Repti breeze. It's the largest screen enclosure that you can get. Made a few modifications with zip ties for the vines, food dish, and then, you know, as you see, the dripper and a few other things. For the plants, I decided to just go with the basics. First one right here is going to be an umbrella plant. I really like it. It comes out nice and sturdy. He's been able to climb all over without any problems, you know, branches breaking or anything. As you guys can see, it works great. He really enjoys it, and yeah, no problems with his weight being on the branches. The second one is just a jade plant. I'm actually might end up just taking that out and getting a taller plant. I thought it would do a little more than what it is doing, and I'm not really liking it, but it is here to stay for right now. And then the last one, I actually can't remember off the top of my head what it is. It's grown out real nice like I wanted it. It's been going straight up towards those LED fixtures that I have up there. As you guys can see, I did just recently mist. I mist about twice a day for this guy, just to keep that humidity about 50 to 60 and then have a drop throughout the day. On top of that, I also use the little dripper. I refill that about every other day. I have a little reservoir down here, which is, I believe, a dog bowl to collect that water. And then at the end of the day, you know, when that water is, when the bowl is filled, I just usually either water the plants with it or I'll just throw it outside. Cute yawn, my dude. And then for lighting, I just have your 3 basic bulbs, the UVB 10.0 UVB T5 tube. I have just a par 35 halogen floodlight. I believe it's 53 watts or so. It brings out a basking temp of around 90 degrees, so it's exactly where I want it. And then lastly, I do have the, again, it's a Zoomed Aquarium LED fixture. I got a lot of these on sale, so you're going to be seeing them in a lot of my enclosures. Going into a little bit on feeding, I do feed them like a variety of insects, going from crickets, dubia roaches, super worms to tomato horned worms, good stuff like that. Always dusted with either calcium, the calcium plus D3, or herb phytes. As far as handling goes, I really don't handle my chameleons that much, if at all. I don't really think they should be handled. They stress really easily. Gyro's kind of an exception. For some reason, whenever I open the enclosure, he likes to climb right out on top of me. But as far as my other chameleon, I really don't handle him at all, unless checking him, making sure he looks okay, and or cleaning the enclosure out. Alrighty, that about wraps up care for the Gyro Veiled Chameleon. Let's move on to the Jackson's chameleon and see what his enclosure looks like. And then this is Gizmo. Gizmo is again an expo buy. I got him as a wild caught. He was really beat up, dehydrated, stuck shed, stuff like that. You can actually see he just went into a shed and is getting the last of it off. I've had him for about 2 years. Now, Gizmo being a smaller chameleon, he's actually in an 18 by 18 by 36 Zoomed enclosure. Same Zoomed Repti breeze. Actually, on both enclosures, I forgot to mention, I do have this plastic wrap that I put on the back just for misting, so it doesn't the spray doesn't spray right out onto my walls. Plants are about the same. You'll see in the back I have a umbrella plant, and then on the other side a ficus. The ficus, it's been doing, you know, a little iffy. You can see about half of it has died out. I guess I'm not really good at keeping plants alive. And then we do have one on the bottom which just kind of completely died. As far as care goes for the Gizmo versus Gyro, it's pretty similar. I do mist a bit more, about 3 times a day, to get that humidity spike a little higher into the 70s to 80s. Same technique with the little dripper up there that drips down into the bowl. I use it for water. Substrate down here is just a topsoil mix, and then just the natural leaf litter from the ficus. Lighting's pretty much the same. I use a 35 watt par 35 floodlight to obtain just a slightly lower basking temp, so it's about 83 to 86 degrees most days. I'm not sure what the holder is for this. Actually, my girlfriend brought it with her when she moved in, but it just holds 2 little CFLs and then a UVB tube. So the UVB tube is a 10.0 Zoom-Med UVB, and I just have one CFL Exoterra plant light. You can see this enclosure has been around a bit longer than my other one. The plants have actually grown up and into the screen. I've trimmed it probably 3 or 4 times now, but they just keep going. I don't know, that CFL Exoterra plant light seems to be doing great for it. And again, as far as handling Gizmo, I really don't at all. He stresses super easily, doesn't really like coming out. More of a display animal. I love his color. He has that light, light blue stripe going on from his head all the way to the tail. I just think he's a really cool guy, and I just kind of enjoy looking at him. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the Chameleon Enclosure Tour. If you guys like what you saw and you want to see a few more of my animals, you can follow me at DBCB Exotics on Instagram. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.